Hello and welcome to Karborundum Quest. Right now, we are just doing a couple of little missions for more science. Now, this ship that we're launching at the moment is one of my sort of test ships. It's a long distance probe. I'm sending two of these out, one to Eve and one to Juna, and I'm launching them with a bit of a different system. It's the first time I've done it in this series, but this is the way that I quite like to launch ships once they get more advanced. You start unlocking things, and this is actually a couple of scramjet boosters that give it just that little bit extra punch. Once it gets up to about 8,000, it gives you enough power to just rocket into the atmosphere. Rocket out of the atmosphere, should I say. Now, what we're doing with these is we're actually launching them into a bit of a low orbit, into about an 85-kilometer orbit. And then we're going to leave them there until their respective transfer windows out to Eve comes up first, then Juna comes up afterwards. So this is just showing you the full sort of method, because it's the first time I've done this, of actually getting them up into orbit. So there we go now, just a final burn to get the orbit right. And then this is going to sit here until it's time to actually throw them out to Juna and Eve. So on to the next stage of this. So this next rocket is actually a refueling ship. This was the best way that I found to, and early on at the moment with the lack of technology that we have, to launch a large amount of liquid hydrogen into orbit to meet the little spaceship that we have up there that we launched in the last video. Um, so the spaceship runs on on nuclear engines, and the packs that I've got in from near T actually convert the standard nuclear engine to run on liquid hydrogen as opposed to just a liquid fuel. So what we have to do is get a large amount of that up there. Obviously liquid hydrogen isn't as dense as the other fuels, so this causes a bit of a problem. We have to carry a lot more of it up there. So this is the refueling vehicle that I'm using. It's got a lot of relay satellites on it, because my original opinion was to turn it into a relay afterwards, but I've still given it the ability to be recovered. So here we are at the spaceship, which I've now just called Life. So the Life ship. By this point, I've managed to retrofit on 3 radiators, I believe. I managed to break one, but good old Kerbal Attachments has at least got one which can keep. I think I can keep one of the reactors running permanently. So it's got the full ability of its life support. The usual gentle docking. This is actually sped up to 12 times, I believe. So it is pretty slow and tedious, but it's a big heavy ship, or two big heavy ships. So now that we are docked, we refuel everything and then return our craft back to Kerbin. It actually drained up almost all of the fuel. I just barely had enough to get into the atmosphere. And it still didn't fill the ship fully after how far out I needed to go to refuel it. So this is just us coming through the atmosphere, some drogue chutes, then some main chutes. Takes an awful lot to slow this thing down. But we managed to slow it down, and we'd recover it for a good percentage. There you go. Over 100,000 recovered. So now that we have the life ship refueled, it's time for a bit of a cheat. I have a mission to launch a solar space station. So a space station in the orbit of the sun. So what I'm doing is putting the ship on a trajectory to exit the Kerbin system to get into the solar orbit. And all I'm going to do is, once I get into solar orbit, I'm going to slam on the brakes and come back. this is my plan. But as you can see, we managed to get outside of the orbit, and then we're just returning ourselves back in. And it's all it took to complete the mission was just to step out. It only required a space station to have a certain amount of occupants. There was plenty on this ship to do it, so literally went out of the system, out of the sphere of influence, turned around, shot myself back in, and that was it. And that actually managed to net me well over 1 million credits, so well worth it just for a cheat. The funny thing being is, as soon as I've returned back and I checked all the missions, I was given the exact same mission again because there wasn't a sun station out there anymore. So it's something that you could repeat, but I feel pulling this trick just once is enough. I feel it's a bit too cheaty if you keep doing the same thing. It's like the old trick for setting out a little mining ship right next to the platform, mining and pulling it back in. I'm not a fan of doing things like that. That's why I've got the life support mods in and things like that. So yeah, there we go. Just sorting out our orbit, trying to get back down to Kerbin so that this can be used for refueling later on. Now, just to end us off, one little mission in its entirety. We've got the mission to plant a flag on Minimus, and as we've got a space station up there with landers already equipped, might as well go for it. So what I do is, the landers from the SSTU pack have autopiloting on board them with everything, so I just put scientists straight into them because they can be fully controlled. Pick a place on the day side of Minimus to land. Standard descent, just decelerate until you hit ground. Now what we're going to do, because we have to plant a flag, but since we're on the ground we might as well pick up some science. These landers, I've put some science instruments around the outside of them. I think they have one or two inside as part of them as well. But it's just a standard deceleration. Try and save as much fuel as possible. These are massively overfueled because they were designed for the moon, and they were designed with an excess of delivery for the moon, so for Minimus they're brilliant. But there we go, grab everything that we can, drop onto the ground, grab some science, plant our flag, and that's our mission complete. Standard random comments. But seeing as we're on the ground and Minimus is so light, we might as well grab some science from somewhere, from another biome. So I'm just shooting us literally across the surface, trying to look for another biome. They're fairly easy to identify at Minimus. The flat places are lowlands, the slopes are slopes biomes, funnily enough. And then you get highlands and a few others thrown in. And I'm just steering over the hill, I'm trying to look for some of the flatlands. And just hovering because it's so easy. I'm not actually using the manoeuvre node editor for this, it's just the manoeuvre planner is open because I use it for a lot of things. It just makes life so much easier. And there we go, another touchdown. And then go through all the palaver again, but we don't need to plant a flag this time. And then we grab all the science from the outside. Grab and reset. Grab more science again. Adjust our fuel balance because those two separate fuel tanks at the bottom don't actually have crossfeed enabled. So it actually has a little more delivery than it shows. And then back to the space station. Nice and simple and easy. Now the one funny thing with this is the two solar panels on top of the lander are part of the mod. So you have, well I say they're part of the mod, they're part of that lander section. So you have to keep them rotated. There's been a few times where I've knocked them out of, I've had them out of alignment for a while, lost all my power, and and then had to just send the Kerbal outside to try and push the thing round to try and get some sunlight. But it is quite interesting to do, and their manoeuvre planner coming into play. So doing a nice simple transfer, then a little bit of fine tuning. It takes so much of the time out of these things. All in this entire thing, this sequence was 20 minutes and it's down to about 4. I think it's 4 times speed. But messing about with your manoeuvre planner and not being able to time warp make this a lot longer, so that's why I stick with the MechJeb. I've got MechJeb and I've also got the mod that integrates it into every command module, because I don't see the point in not having it in every command module and having to mess about with an extra part. And there we go, using the standard SAS just to get us lined up. And then since we've got all this extra science, just putting it into the science bay so that it'll multiply it. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.